I've collected ghost stories in a lot of places, written a lot of books of ghost stories, but finally I've written a book about the ghost stories from my own hometown where I went to high school here, Temecula, California, haunted Temecula Valley. The first book in the series. I'm here in Old Town right now, distributing copies of this book at the shops here in Old Town Temecula, and we're going to come up on one of the bars and restaurants where I talked to somebody who had a little ghostly encounter. Here in Old Town Temecula, a lot of these buildings that look old Western, a lot of them are fairly new, but they're built to sort of bring to mind the Old West days, but there are some originals. There's some old buildings here. We're going to come up on the Palomar Inn, an old hotel, one of the first buildings here from the Old West days. But here, Old Town Temecula, this really was the hub of an Old West town back when the railroad used to come through here, and it went all the way up to Lake Elsinore. And so this town saw a lot of action, obviously, long before that. It was a lot of native settlements in this valley for thousands of years, of course. The local Luiseño people lived here in the Temecula Valley for thousands of years. And in the more recent centuries, in the Old West days, these streets, they saw some bloodshed, they saw some gunfights, and folks say that because of that, they say that a lot of these shops here, now you see a lot of antique shops, even insurance salesmen, Starbucks back there, pretty modern day shops. But they say that in a lot of these shops, folks will still encounter little shadows, whispers of the past that are still alive in these old buildings. And one of those places, it was the bar coming up here behind. Let's take a walk across the bar right behind Mad Madeline's burger place. And I was in that bar about a year ago. I was talking to the young lady behind the bar, and we're almost coming up on it here. Ooh, up ahead you can see the Hotel Palomar. Also, folks say that place is very haunted. People have seen apparitions in there. Sometimes employees have brought their children to work with them, and their kids will tell them that there are other children in that empty building who play with them when they're all alone. And it's got this totem on the front of it from the Pacific Northwest. Some folks think that the original owners maybe set that totem up as a form of protection. You can see that on the front here. We'll get closer. But also Texas Lil's here. Cocktails and dining. I came here for my 14th birthday when I was a kid. Really good country western restaurant bar. And here in Texas Lil's, I was talking to the bartendress, and she told me the things happen here, especially late at night when she's the last one working here. There you can see the outdoor patio. And so she told me that she was working here one night, and they have these wine racks behind the bar, and these racks, they're inclined upwards. So there's sort of these series of two wire racks, and you hang the wine glasses on upside down, so the base of the glass will slide down the rack and go downward, and it's really easy to just stack a lot of wine glasses on there. And so she told me she was working one night and she had been stacking the wine glasses, and of course they all go sliding down that rack to the bottom. And then she turned and looked, and one of the glasses starts moving its way up the rack, and it's going against gravity, works its way up the rack, moves uphill, and then goes flying off and shatters on the wall across from her. So pretty much every person who works in one of these fine establishments, they've had something like that happen, because they say that these old buildings, they sort of hold on to the past, especially in a place like this, designed to remind you of those Old West days, those days of gunfights, shootouts, and pretty wild days. These streets, they saw some bloodshed. So places like Texas Lil's and places like this hotel, where folks have said that children playing in here alone, sometimes they tell their parents later on that they found other children who came and played with them. There's that totem that may have been placed here to protect this hotel from whatever else is inside there. Right here, Old Town Temecula.